Good morning, afternoon, or evening, folks, wherever you may be. This is Adam Gilson with Inside Foos. We're doing something a little new with today. We're doing an inside look, an Inside Foos inside look. In the future, these inside looks we're going to be bringing to you the lots of other players, big name players, big huge name players. But today, the player we're going to have is Brad Laurine. Brad, how you doing, buddy?
Great, Adam.
You like that intro?
I did. I liked it. I just wish I was one of those great players, but I think as though we can at least get the proof of concept going here and see if this is going to be workable for us into the future and having some inside thoughts that I believe are going to be important for those maybe the beginner and rookie expert levels, maybe even a pro might be able to pick up something.
Yeah, you know, Brad, you're great to me. So this is a match that you played in at Moneyball doubles. This is for third in the loser's bracket. That's you and Warren Vanlandingham on the left. Warren's playing up front. You're playing goalie. And on the right, that's Ryan Harvey at goal and Jeff Pipkin Jr. at forward. This was Moneyball doubles in 2022. Give us a little preview of thoughts before we get into it. Like, what were you thinking going into this match?
Well, I knew when we saw that this was going to be happening against Mr. Pipkin and Ryan Harvey back there in the back. Really, it's Moneyball is a big money event, by the way, and we're playing for, I think it was $500 was the minimum here. I never did see the final breakdown on that. And looking at this match as this is getting into the money, we're now a pretty darn aggressive, with it. We're a little bit of nerves, I should say, and obviously we haven't got but only one score, and that happened to have been against myself here. But I guess the biggest thing that I want to say is that the calmness has to come, hopefully early in the match. Now you saw that's two in a row that unfortunately my forward Warren just did not actually get that execution down and squared off to that long hole, and I'm going, okay, well, we've had good opportunities so far, so I'm feeling pretty positive at this point in the match.
Okay, now thanks for the setup there. So this is a 3 out of 5 for the folks who don't know, and it's win by 2 to infinity. So theoretically, if it gets to the 5th game, it has to be, you've been, what, 20 to 18, 19 to 17 kind of situation. It could go on and on and on here, as Jeff and Ryan are up 2-0 here in this first game.
Well, we just saw that Ryan came out fast and hard with something for the back and split me back there, it looked like. And it's Ryan is going to be playing fast from the back. He's a very hard hitter. There was a question on that particular call because there was a distraction. The rubber band flew up and onto the table. We're now discussing it back and forth.
Oh, that is great. I watched this match and I had no idea that was actually something that happened.
Yes, and so now we're trying to describe or tell each other, what we saw and what would be the ruling, so we don't have to go and go get somebody else to rule this. We're back and forth with that right now.
Now, of course, Pipkin and Harvey are two trustworthy guys.
Yes.
So it's not anything that was
no,
it was intent, right?
With no
but
intent,
it was something
at all.
Something you can discuss.
So
what is that?
What we did agree on, as you saw that I marked back there on the left, that I marked them as a timeout, and we agreed that that would be an equitable play, and of course I got scored on, in which I overran that particular block. I was in the right idea of the block, but I overran it. So he came up a little bit shorter than what I thought it was going to do, and so now it's 3-0.
As Vanlandingham gets that blocked. So tell us about that. When you say overran, for those that don't think about foosball defensively in those terms, what do you mean by overran?
My man was out of position too far on one side of the goal, and in this particular case, I pulled my tube bar over too far and did not get in the way of the actual ball itself, although I felt as though I was in the right position, and I ended up I was not. As a goalie, that's one of the critical issues that you need to be. You need to be in the correct position and know where and when to stop.
So that's interesting. So you felt like you were there, but you obviously knew you weren't. Now,
Yep.
How often is the case where somebody defensively doesn't realize that they're overrunning stuff?
Without seeing it often, and you kind of have to watch yourself to do that exact same thing, or somebody's telling you that you're just missing. Ryan scored on himself for our first point. the important part of that is your own observations. To be honest with you, is not very good because you think you were there. In all actuality, you end up not being there where you really should be, or what you felt like you were at within that whole base.
I see. Just Pipkin sticks a lane, sets up roller position. There's your block there.
Yeah, I got it. Got lucky that one. No, he got it back. Oh, here. Yeah.
Pipkin looking your defense there. Now, that was a pull side. Were you racing?
I couldn't tell you if I was racing. I know that I thought I was in the long position there. Maybe I came up slightly short on that push, or excuse me, that pull side, and he went around it. And that was a great shot, 4-1. They are in control right now. They look strong, and it was going to be a hard match. I called a timeout because I needed a little break because, to be honest with you, I felt I was there, but again, I didn't play it right. I need that time. Warren needs to settle down a little bit, maybe up front, and be able to square off the shots and get the ball. So it's kind of a team timeout in a sense, and again, I'm a little nervous at this point. I see this game floating away from us at this time. And by the way, I have not seen this match yet. This is my first experience with the match, and so we're kind of learning it together here.
That's fascinating. So, do you remember this match from that weekend? This was a weekend or two ago now, but is this something that sticks in your mind?
Oh yeah, this is a match that sticks right in my mind because it was a hard-fought match, and it's something that I've really been looking forward to
Nice
watching.
pass there, up there. Is that something that you're specifically looking for? Is passes, or you just looking whatever zone you can break?
Whatever zone I could break, especially with Pipkin, who's got a lot of experience as a pro player, and Ryan, of course, is another pro player. Both of these guys have got good defenses. Now, that was a quick shot on Warren's behalf, and I actually told him, let's mix it up a little bit on that if you can, and let's get it on goal. There we go. So now back 2-4, feeling a little bit more comfortable. Let's see what we got. I'll be honest with you, I don't remember how it sets up after this. It's an exciting match again to see. Kind of nerve-wracking, to be honest with you, Adam.
Yeah, I can tell you're at the edge of your seat.
I am actually.
And your feet still don't touch the floor. Anyways, back to this one, Vanlandingham. I'm curious, defensively as a unit, and you don't need to give away government secrets, but how do you game plan for defense, zone defense with a partner?
With Warren, he's there. We're doing 3-4. Now with Warren, he's a very standard zoning type. When the when the guy has it back in the back. Let's see how Mr. Pipkin takes this and see what I do, whether it's going to be a bait and switch or whether it's a straight up race or just looking at it. I want him to, and he did, shoot it down the middle. I actually wanted him to shoot it down the middle. And again, I'm feeling more confident, to be honest with you, although I got that ball stolen.
Yeah. Do you think
all that time out?
Do you think the confidence led to you quick shooting or the quick clear like that, or do you think that was just part of it? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it was just part of it. I felt like there was a moment there where he did give me a chance to get that out, and he probably baited me and suckered me into that. Warren is saying something to that effect, look, take your time back there, let's put it on goal and or get it on my trigger.
but that was a pass along the wall,
Yes, it was. Yeah.
And you hadn't done that at that point.
No,
I hadn't
I
seen you do that at all.
No.
So I kind of feel like you just got lucky, personally. But that's just kind of over there. So looking at this though, now when you're D'ing up, when you're creating your zone defense, and somebody like Harvey who has got a lot of zone breakers,
Yeah.
where does your patience fit in there? Because he can go corner to corner if he needs to with his slingshots and stuff. Are you sticking? Are you staying? Like, what are you doing?
I'm sticking in a position, and I just then raced him over to the push side because I had to guess whether or not he was going to go one side or the other in this. Now, anytime you could get a block on when the opponent has 4, got it clear there, got it up to there with the 3-man. Feeling good because Warren has been able to shoot it, put it on goal. Let's see what does he have in his bag of tricks here?
Vanlandingham. Nice pull side. That was near dead bar, not dead bar. Yeah.
4-4.
A great comeback so far. We're not going to give away what actually happens here. I know you know. Ooh, nice poked it around. Great save by
Good
Harvey.
save. Good fast left hand.
He's got those good fast reflexes.
And there, whoa. He
That's the
almost put
second
it in
time
on
he
his-
almost
yeah,
did that, right?
almost
He's
put it himself. One he
Yeah,
did.
good call by Vanlandingham here.
So right now I'm saying, okay, we got it on the 5 bar. We're ready to go. Let's rock this thing. You know, you got it, Warren. You're doing great. Yeah, let's steal this game. In fact, I literally said that. Let's steal this game.
Because it is a steal at this point when you're down 4-1.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, we were down
yeah.
4-1, and it looked
But
like all the momentum was going against us.
Did you feel like the momentum was back on your side, or did it feel like
Absolutely.
contested? Okay, so
Yeah,
you
yeah.
get the ball back there. What are you thinking 4-4? You're out of timeouts.
I am shooting the ball, and now I'm looking at seeing what I see, and now I'm going to execute it. I think, yep,
Full shot. So you're looking to score here.
I was, yeah.
Now
No,
you're just looking to clear.
No, I'm looking to score it right there. and
Wow,
that was close.
close. He just barely got out there. His left hand. Harvey on the wall. Full shot.
Almost a steal.
Yeah.
It's funny we don't have the noise of the game behind us.
Yeah.
Is that possible to put that on us?
It would
Messes us up?
Yeah, it would create a
Problem.
yeah.
Okay.
This is all brand new here, folks, as we're trying this inside look, inside boost, inside look. Shot attempt, blocked. He's threatening. Look at that. Banks. You never know what he's going to do.
No, he's very creative,
Yeah.
and unfortunately, that creativity's just messed him up.
Yeah. But it can cause chaos. Vanlandingham tries to shoot it straight, blocked up in the air, back at the 3. What an amazing pass series, but in the reverse. Pipkin.
Now
Look at that.
I'm definitely showing him
Yeah,
some,
the
and
full side.
but we missed it. Ryan Harvey came up and shot the shot.
Oh yeah.
I am sorry, dude. I did not recognize
But
that.
did you notice that? Were you thinking that in game? I mean, that's a really good thing. But let's think
Yeah,
about
no,
that.
I did. I wanted him to shoot the pull side, and the bait became food.
But you knew that it was Harvey was up there.
Yes, I did.
You did. Okay.
Yeah, here tonight.
Yeah,
watching
obviously
this
our
video, yeah.
angle obviously is what you all are seeing here, so maybe we're so intent on that, but it's a really fascinating thing, Brad. While we're in between games here, I just want to thank our sponsors. There's RodLock.com, one of the greatest practice aids out there besides the 5-hour energy shot. You got Foos Gadgets, all the great things that they're doing with all the fun little things. I mean, it's like go gadget Foos. No, I'm working on that. Inside Foos Productions, of course. Moneyball 2022, of course. ModernFoosball.com for all your bracket and tournament needs. That's ModernFoosball.com. Brad, what's that last one there?
USTSO.
USTSO.
Yes, they were a sponsor, or at least they were on the flyer as a part of the Moneyball this year.
And all the great things that they do. We thank them. Thank everybody else that was involved this weekend.
Well, now Ryan stayed up front, and we got Jeff Pipkin in the back.
So how much scouting goes into when you go to play a match? Like, were you watching them play? Because they did this a lot over the weekend.
I have seen them so many times because living
Yeah.
in the
Oh,
Pacific
they live
Northwest,
yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, and I don't really look at them. I look at players who I haven't seen. Let's say like Teddy Sprouse or something out of Utah, where I only see him maybe once or twice a year at the very most. And then I watched Tony and I watched Robert Mares this weekend and a couple of other teams. But in general terms, I'm pretty familiar with what I'm going to see from both Mr. Harvey and Mr. Pipkin.
So that looked like an anemic attempt by Vanlandingham there on that push side. Was that something that you looked at? Was that just a flub that he had, or does that get in your head sometimes?
And I try not to be so delicate in that sensitivity level when my forward is not shooting the ball correctly or something. But realistically, it's hard on the goalie to get down on your forward or anything. You just have to be so positive. You want to be positive.
I think that's a good point. I think a lot of players, especially newer players, don't think about it in those terms. Like, but they're too concerned with their partners or the energy of the other players, and they're not staying in their lane.
Well, to it now. I turned the ball over. I hit it into the 5-bar there, and now Mr. Harvey has it. Now I'm showing him a middle, and then I come across and snag that push side. So again, you're right in a way. You don't want to get stressed back there and or against your partner, but realistically, you have to watch and realize you're kind of the team captain in a way for the time. You have the opportunity to let that forward kind of digest what just has happened and or think about his 5-bar, what is he going to shoot, how is he going to play, be relaxed, and hopefully he relaxes.
Yeah, that's good. Vanlandingham, rollover, nice, right around the far man. Post over defense, defeated. Harvey looking to get, what is it? So it's 1-0 here in the second game of this 3 out of 5. Moneyball 22. Ooh, tied up 1-1 as he shanks it in. This is fourth, third in the losers bracket. This is something new, folks. This is the Inside Foods Inside Look, where we look at a match that happened in a previous tournament, and we have one of the players, or maybe sometimes two of the players there with us, kind of looking at the process of what they were thinking. And right now, Brad Laurine, goalie in the back left, is sitting to my right. Brad Laurine, what is your process when that goes in? I mean, what do you do with that? You just have to have a short memory, right?
You have a very short memory, because in that particular case, it bounced up and over the back man.
Right.
And I wasn't in the correct position. It wasn't going to sneak behind me if it stayed on the table. And so really I just kind of shake it off, and fortunately Warren comes right back with that. So we're 2-2. One of the things you saw where that shank went in off that 3-rod, he tried to catch it and missed it. And I was in a position to stop it if it didn't go over all the way to that far hole. And then it's hard. That's the hardest thing to be the goalie in the right spot, because you'll see it split you sometimes, or go around you. You don't have the reaction speed. It is difficult when it hits that man, that middle man, and runs to that far hole, because you're trying to protect that in the outside of that goal.
As Vanlandingham picks it up on the 3. Looking to go up by 1 here in the second game. Pipkin, I think, is such an underrated goalie. He's so smart. Vanlandingham. He's everything. Vanlandingham is not somebody that I'm used to seeing quick shoot. Is he? He's not a quick shoot. He's not usually going in 2 seconds. It seems like.
Normally not.
Normally not. But I mean, this is a big money match. I mean, it's to get into some big money.
Yes.
I mean, this itself is not bad for a third place event. I mean, if you're talking about a 500 split of a total pot, where I think 20% goes to third place, it's no small thing.
Yeah,
right?
no, yeah.
So Pipkin here, of course, slowing it down. And that's, speaking of slowing it down, how often are you thinking about controlling the tempo back there?
Myself, I'm always thinking about controlling the tempo, whether it needs to be speeded up a little bit or it needs to be slowed down. Most of the time it's slowed down. I'll even call that timeout when need be, when I see that my forward is not in tune, he might be struggling, or if I see something that's a wide open. In fact, Warren calls me the shot caller, and I tell him he's my shot maker when we laugh about it. So it is important for that goalie to be able to establish timing in the match.
Absolutely. As Vanlandingham sets it up, rollover position to go up 4-2, and he does push side 4-2 in this game too. So you're the shot caller. Vanlandingham is the shot maker, and when I am at the bar, I'm the shot taker. As the ball rattles around back into Pipkin's zone.
Now I'm feeling pretty confident right now. I feel like we are in control. I think I've got a pretty decent handle on Harvey. Now he changes up, in fact, his shot, because he got me on that one.
Yeah.
Came in, so now it's a change again.
Ties comes within 1. So tell us about that, though. When a forward, timeout by Vanlandingham, when a forward does that, when they switch shots, you feel like, gone.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. And when he went to that different shot, I literally was not in the correct. I should have stopped and thought for a minute more instead of letting him have just that straight so easily. That was a letdown on my behalf, I think. I did not come up with the block when it should have been an easy block.
So process-wise, though, tell us about that, because is that a mental error, or is that just
Yeah,
how do you
that's
prepare,
a mental
how do you
error.
prepare for something like that happens literally within an instant? Do you have a game plan for something like that?
Yes, you don't let them have the easy one and or the long. Make them look at something different than what they're used to. And Ryan got an easy one on me. Now
Nice.
I could plainly see that guy was going to go down the middle and think about the middle, and I wasn't going to give it up, and he shot it anyway.
Yeah. So is it a timing thing for you? Is it all
Yes.
timing? It's
Yeah.
all timing.
Yep.
Ooh, tries to shank one in there. It doesn't. Back to
That was a
Harvey.
scary moment. I remember
Yeah.
that now. I mean, that could have gone really bad. and you
Oh,
can
that
see,
too. He's just freewheeling.
well, there now as a goalie, I know I'm not going to be able to grasp it, but I could take and redirect it out of the back. So what I did was I just smacked it to get it to going into the bank.
Just to clear.
Just to clear.
Just to clear. Yeah.
Just to get away from that guy's 3-rod and or maybe a 5.
Yeah. Now you're up 4-2. You're looking to score here?
Yes. Yeah.
Vanlandingham looking to win game number 2 to tie it up. Rollover position. Varies the push side. 1-1 here in this Moneyball doubles. Inside foos, inside look for third in the losers bracket. Brad Laurine sitting to my right, watching Brad Laurine playing this match. What a fascinating thing. So we're 2 games into this experiment. What are your thoughts so far? What we're doing here?
With this experiment, I'm really looking forward to people that probably want to listen to somebody other than Brad Laurine. But it's a
Like me.
Like you. Oh,
Already hard.
Cruel. One of the things as I'm watching this, how do you explain how Ryan Harvey keeps all the junk out? It's because that left hand of his is so active, and he's not thinking with his right hand to keeping the junk out so much. It's that left hand. That's the closest to the hole, and you get a better angle, and you get a little bit more time to see where that ball is coming in from, whatever obscured level.
And it's something you cannot teach, correct? That kind of picking up,
yes.
And I mean, there's a certain
you can
ceiling.
practice it though.
You can practice, but there's a certain ceiling of ability, right?
Yes.
Would you say?
Yes.
Especially on Tornado, because a lot of people who's only played their entire lives on Tornado don't know how much sloppier. Even though I think the game has evolved, players have evolved, and they've been picking up on it better. But there's other tables, the tournament soccer, for instance, that had smaller holes.
Yes.
You had to be scoring 90% on your 3-bar because nothing else was going in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. There was a very tight, and you had the banks themselves that were in each corner that actually helped protect you, to believe it or not. And with the Tornado table, with the 3-man back there, oftentimes that third man can get in the way, especially on the rookies and the amateur levels.
You try to go to block it, and you dead barred yourself, right?
You mess up, of course.
Pipkin looking to go up by 1 here in game number 3 of this 3 out of 5 doesn't. So you see that, right? Defensively, you look at that. He shanked it. He almost hit it with his. I don't think that was on purpose. He was hitting it with his 1-man.
Yeah.
Does that make you feel more confident defensively?
Absolutely. But right now, I'm thinking I'm way deep in this guy's head. He's not getting in and or around me very often. I feel very confident about Warren in our game. I'm feeling like right now we've got a pretty big chip on our shoulders. We lost that first game close, and I think we can dominate. I think we can win this. Obviously, clearing it out, shooting on goal is my game. And Jeff, he does not allow me to pass. Jeff is
fast, smart.
He's smart. Now there was a great pass there by Ryan.
But I think you made a really key point. As Pipkin looks on the board first in this game 3 and he doesn't, you made a really good point that you're looking at, you know what you cannot do against the player, so you do something else.
Yes.
You're looking to pass. And a lot of people, I think, don't think about pre-adjustments before the match even starts.
Well, yes, maybe so. Especially at the lower levels, it's harder to do because you're so anxious to be able to just play. You just want to shoot. You want to defend. You want to clear the ball. You got so many other things that you're thinking about. The higher and higher you get in the levels of football, the more things that you start thinking that you might be able to accomplish against different players.
Interesting.
And the experience.
That's interesting.
Right now, I'm feeling very confident. Again, I know what I think I can do against him, and
you do.
I do.
Your defense.
It seems like the defense has stepped up quite a bit.
This has been. I mean, the right now. I mean, if Vanlandingham starts scoring here, it's you guys are going to dominate unless they start switching or doing something else. But it was already clear you already broke Harvey's game too when he switched, and they had to switch positions. There he goes, push side. He was there. He was too far. He was too far with his left hand. It just cut in.
He cut in. He actually has that shot as a direct shot, where it's a 4-hole shot.
Right.
Now that particular one, I think he just flubbed. I was way too tight. That was a mental error. I think I just had let down for a second there for a minute, not even a minute, obviously,
It
8
was
seconds more closely.
3 seconds.
Yeah, and it paid.
Yeah. Well,
Getting dividends. So now let's see if I keep it sharp, and I've got a
you
plan,
slowed down.
which
No,
I
you
did.
did. You adjusted. That was a because that was and that's something I think in that 10-second span is something you could learn a lot from. Anybody out there that's new to the game defensively, you totally horsed it the one where you did the quick shot. You were all
Yep.
over the place, but that one you changed the entire. You could see your entire demeanor was different. How
Yeah,
you were handling that.
had to. Yep.
But that was an adjustment that happens in a half a second. Literally, it's the ball goes in. You go up 2-1 here.
Yeah, Brad scored.
Yeah, Brad scored one. Wow. So you got them all fresh T-shirts. Got scored on by Brad as Pipkin puts the ball back into play in this third game. Moneyball doubles. Yeah, this has been
the ultimate
interesting.
insult.
No, not really. Shirts are shirts. So I'm curious. So for me personally, we worked a lot together at the Moneyball this tournament. Actually, you were watching matches live that you weren't playing in, and I could sense the energy level from you watching this.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah. That's not a negative thing.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, it's got to be just firing up to look at something and analyzing something in real time that most people, I think, only get a chance to think about, right?
Correct. And
Yeah.
here I'm talking about it, and it is a nerve-wracking. There now,
Nice shot. Nice shot
Nick's
attempt.
shot on goal.
But is that you rolling back there? Are you feeling it? Like,
No,
is
I'm
that-
feeling good.
Yeah.
I'm feeling like I just passed up, or excuse me, I passed to Warren and he missed it, unfortunately, in this case. But it's these dominant things in your mind that you think you're going to be good at, and you need to be able to strive and move it forward. And if you look at my D there, I'm like going, my God, Brad, that's pretty actually good.
It is
You know,
good.
So it's like, okay, you're feeling good now.
Yeah.
Let's see if something goes wrong.
Yeah, it's hard, and I think a lot of people, myself included, kind of chide ourselves or get down on ourselves in the moment because we feel
Yes.
like if we're not operating 100%, which nobody ever does, except unless your name rhymes with Redeman or Olignon. You know what I mean? Like, if you're not doing that kind of thing, then we get down on ourselves. But, you know, you're up 3-1 here, and the reason why you've been here is because you kept the defense. I mean, it was going, the offense stalled in the beginning of this first game. And it wasn't, you broke in through the window, and now, as the ball rattles around, and now they switched. Harvey's in the
so
front.
Ryan is up front.
Back to
Let's
his
see if he goes
rollover,
back.
and he does.
Oh, he
That's
missed that.
that's-
Oh, he wanted
yeah.
to go to the pull side, and
yeah.
I was there. Darn it, and
Yeah.
he missed it. He came up short.
Yeah, yeah. So it's interesting. So these are the things, and this is something that we really need to talk about a lot, is momentum shifts.
Yeah.
And momentum shifts occur if you create them. And I know that sounds pretty obvious, as Vanlandingham is looking to double the score here in this third game, calling a timeout. Yeah.
Yes, he is.
But momentum shifts are huge, and they happen in very short periods of time, right? And what you were doing at the very beginning of this third game was to create the environment, so to speak, for the momentum shift to go to your side for Vanlandingham. You kept him in long enough for him to be able to score a couple. You shot a shot, you scored, obviously. But what he's looking to do, what Harvey's looking to do, is do a momentum shift on his own, and he got that score. Maybe it wasn't clean, but it went in, right?
Yep.
So how do you respond to that? Like,
Well, that's why Warren maybe called the timeout. Let's
Yeah.
take an adjustment. He's thinking about what he needs to do. We talked about, do you see a shot? And I know at this point I did not see a shot because it was a new
Great
guy
shot.
back there, great around. Boy,
Yeah.
that was actually a
That
good
was-
D as
it
well.
was.
But Warren has just got that super deep
He
shot
does.
at times.
He
My
does.
gosh,
He
he's
does.
just so good at that. So 4-2, and I needed to clear the ball. I did something different there on Ryan, and they're feeling a little dejected.
they
Look
are.
at how
No, you can see the way Ryan's,
yeah, and that was
Right.
he was way out of sorts. It's now 3.
having troubles with the scoreboard there, but you
Third
go up
game, 2-1.
2-1 and moving into the fourth. So what I find interesting about that is what we're really talking about, and this is something that you've heard Jim Stevens talk about for probably 30 years now. Mark Torres and I've been on the bandwagon since they've let me up in the booth, once I figured out the password. What we're really talking about was the momentum shifts, and you called it out. You said that was the timeout that he was doing, trying to deflect what Harvey was doing. But what we're really talking about is table management.
Yes.
You know,
it
it's
is.
not just calling timeouts. It is calling timeouts,
Yes.
but that's a small part of a much larger game that you're playing, momentum-wise, with yourself and the other team.
Well, right now these guys are very dejected. They don't know what they're going to do. they feel, and I watch the body language. I'm sitting over there to the left. I'm feeling confident.
You're at the table.
We're at the table. We're ready to
You're,
go.
yeah, bring it.
We're ready to
Yeah.
go. Let's go. Let's go. And these guys, they're now again. There's some management right there, Adam.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
From Ryan and Jeff.
Your energy there at the table pulls them back, even if they're probably not even ready.
Maybe not ready for it.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And I think that those are all these little key, inscrutable factors that we don't really talk about because we don't really talk about them.
Now
You know
this
what
is the fourth game,
Fourth
and so
game.
we're feeling really very confident. Jeff now loses it. Now how out of sorts is he?
Look at his body language.
Yeah.
All of his weights, he didn't even move. There wasn't even
Yeah.
a darn it, you know.
Yeah, and now we just roasted it around. Warren roasted it around there. He's feeling great.
You can just see the momentum
Yeah,
shifting.
yeah.
And you, being there, felt
Yeah.
it. So you can confirm, you know,
Yeah.
and that's the mindset.
In fact, Trevor was watching this match because he would be playing the winner, I think, of this particular match. I
Fourth,
think
third,
it was,
yeah,
yeah,
the
fourth,
winner-
third. It was,
the winner of this
So
place.
he was watching this, and he
Trevor
walks
Park.
away. Trevor Park
Yeah.
walks away. I think right about in this ballpark. He was telling me later.
He thought.
Yeah, he
Not
thought,
that we
yeah,
know,
Yeah, yeah,
but
no.
we thought.
Yeah,
He thought.
he thought it wasn't going to be this close.
Laurine. Push position. Wow. Really taking your time there. You don't. That's the longest I've seen you take in a possession up to this point. Were you just shifting ooh, as the ball goes in.
Yeah,
1-1 in the
cut
fourth.
it off the back, and
Yeah.
that was a good push kick. And what I wanted to do was I was waiting for him to slow down that up against the wall bounce that he was doing, and he didn't. So I just went with it anyway.
Doesn't matter. 2-1 here in the fourth. This Moneyball doubles for third. This is the inside look at a match that had happened in the past. We're not live, folks. We're recording here in sunny Woodburn, Oregon.
What's the date today?
Today is
April Fools.
April Fool's. Nice shot. Gaping hole. What was that
Gaping.
about?
Well, I really honestly wanted him to shoot the corners, and I didn't. I got fooled. Now they changed up again. Now Jeff is back in the back.
That's a great strength of their team, is to be able to do that.
Now that was a drop. That was maybe feeling a little pressure or just a little mistake. Again, me back there, I'm not worried about it. I felt like we were in control of the game. The first point that was against us, I didn't feel like that was an earned point necessarily. It was a good slam back off the back wall. Again, I'm now looking. Now Ryan's got very, very fast hands. So I have to change this up, and I don't want him to see the takeoff necessarily, or I go longer with him, and which I did, got it cleared, but unfortunately didn't go in.
Right.
And at this point, I'm not saying to myself, I need to do anything other than just get the opportunity for me to get the ball to my forward for the opportunity to shoot.
Because Warren's doing well. I mean, he's shooting
Absolutely.
well. Yeah.
Right. Now he's gone cold a little bit here.
Sure.
We haven't got a pickup or anything. Now, oftentimes as a goalie, you have to recognize that he is getting the ball and he's getting cold.
It's interesting how he doesn't really hold the 3-bar.
Oh. Yeah,
Thumbs
see
up.
that.
I don't know. He might be doing that to deaden the man, so it's easier. But he's toe forward, so it's just going to bounce back.
Mhm.
So I don't know. I don't know if that's by design. I'm curious. See if he was here, we'd ask it.
Right, yeah. Right.
Which is, I think, the fun part
Right.
about this
Yep.
this format.
Right. Now that was I straight up gave him a pass, a good clear in that sense again. Although he didn't catch it, it doesn't matter. But you can see that Warren is not getting the ball
No.
with any consistency right at this moment. So
No.
he's kind of gone cold for a second here.
Yeah.
Now me, again, as a goalie, you just take your time. You want to look. You don't want to make any mistakes. Now that was a pass. A moving pass to his far to the ball wall.
Do you see a hole there to score on in that
No.
that zone? No, it
No.
looks really
Yeah,
tight.
no, it's tight, yeah.
Knowing their hand speed and everything, yeah. So you're just looking to clear, especially in this juncture. Okay, I mean,
Yes.
so all right. So we're game 4, 3 out of 5, 2-2. How is in this moment? Do you remember the pressure, the feeling? Like, did it feel like things are shifting, or?
I definitely felt it was shifting because Warren just had not had the ball. Now I'm feeling
He's-
a lot better, and I literally remember how, okay, great, now we're back on board, feeling good. They had to switch again because Ryan wasn't producing up front. Well, and now I'm I'm like saying, okay, change gears. You got Jeff Pipkin. You're going to be able to maybe talk him into a shot, maybe not. See what we got.
Defense
Just
here.
race to the sides. That was a good shot.
That was a bullseye.
That was a bullseye.
That was a deep bullseye.
That was a
right?
very deep bullseye.
So you were just like just a second. I mean, but I mean.
I was in no man's land a little
But
too long.
but you said what you wanted to do. So was that a timing thing? Because what you wanted to do, you wanted him to do that.
Yeah.
But you just weren't there for it.
Yep,
So
exactly.
that's fascinating. Because Vanlandingham, bullseye, races out on the left hand. Harvey getting the ball. Now he's going to do all of his crazy stuff that he can do back there. Picking it up. So you're sitting there, you're watching. It's 3-3 now. Things are getting tight, right?
Yes,
I mean, things
but
are
I
feeling-
also saw the confidence in. Now, right now, I remember there was a possible jar, and we're discussing it, whether it was a jar or not. I actually, at the time watching that, I did not see how or what happened, transpired on that particular jar.
Was he saying that you jarred? Or?
No, it was
Vanlandingham?
But yes, by
Jarred
far,
off of his
jarred.
three.
It kind of, and as I looked at it this time, it looked like a little bit of a jar. But we're
So
discussing.
was it a jar? A lot of it? Because I don't know what happens here with it.
I think that we
Lots of pointing.
there's lots of pointing.
That ball looks small back there.
It does, doesn't it? So how do you feel this is going? Do you think this would be interesting to the people out there, Adam?
Yeah, I wish I'd pressed record.
I don't want to do this again.
No, I'm learning. I've known you for 20 years, and I'm learning more. Oh, are you begrudgingly giving the ball up?
I am not, because I am doing whatever my partner says.
Oh, it's
That's
Warren.
right.
Warren agreed.
Warren.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because I did not see it. I was, like I told them specifically, I can't be, and I would just be biased if I was going to.
Right.
So I did not see it.
You were, and you know, that raises the question, because you see those kind of conversations happen a lot in tournaments, and you get this sense that a lot of people want their partner to back them up.
Yes.
But I'm always in the middle, like, because I want to back up my partner, but if they're dead wrong, like,
Yeah.
but I'm that guy, if I win,
You're just a nice man. That's all there is to it.
if I win by, and I know that I cheated or got something that I really didn't, that was not fair, I don't feel comfortable with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, I don't know. It's an interesting thing, and it requires conversation. I think that a lot of players out there, if you're teaming up with somebody, especially for the first time, get that stuff out of the way, figure it out with them, like, you know, what's going to happen. Because I will straight up tell people before I play with them, I think that if it was apparent you jarred, I'm going to call it on you. I'm going to call it on myself, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Right. And this is where we're at with that. And now, right now, they're giving me the time to be able to put a new wrap on. I was having trouble with the
It looked
big
like it
one.
fell apart.
It did. It had worn out that edge.
So what's the conversation still happening?
I'd lie to you if I actually remember what it was.
Yeah, no, that's
So,
fine. No, I like that. You're in the moment, feeling it. No, I'm enjoying this.
Good.
Yeah.
So see, now Jeff wants to give it back to me because he doesn't feel or know, because it's going back and forth here. And to be honest with you, it takes me out of my game. My head right now, I remember being kind of dislocated from the play, or from the actual game, the match. I'm feeling out of sorts. To be honest with you, right now I am.
You go from the moment,
Yes.
to some administrative stuff, right?
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Right,
That's
right.
really fascinating.
Right.
And I
See, now,
so
I
now
wanna
what do you do?
Now I say, okay, give it to him on a 5-bar, and now I remember parts of this conversation. He says, no, I don't want it on a 5-bar. It's either a jar or wasn't, and you got it on a 2, so let it go, And so now I got involved with this, and this is where my mistake will happen here, because I remember what happens. I needed to take myself completely out of it. I asked somebody over there on the side, was that a jar? And they said, I don't remember, or I didn't see it. I don't want to make a. Oh, it was Dennis Hibbert. He didn't want to make a call. And so, okay. And so now I'm back. I'm looking at it. I'm thinking more about what that was, a jar or wasn't a jar or not. And again, this is where your head has to be in it if you're going to win it. And my head was not. I was still in the administrative part of it.
You got taken out of the moment. You got
Yep.
put into a. I don't want. It's not an emotional state. That's not the right phrase. But you know what I mean. As you put the ball back into play, we're tied up here, 3-3. Game number 4. Moneyball doubles. This is inside look. Laurine, after a really great play. Okay, so that's what happened. So
Yeah, I turned it
you
over.
turned it over. He calls a timeout.
Right.
All the momentum just shifted to the right
Yep,
hand side.
absolutely. That was my mistake. A heady, stupid mistake.
Yeah,
You know,
but I mean, is it stupid? I mean, because what you're doing, in all honesty, when we're talking about foosball, we want to be fair. Most of us want to be
Alright,
fair,
right.
So what you did was you got involved in a conversation that was a more an administrative level
Yeah,
conversation,
yeah.
not
The-
in the moment
Yep.
conversation. So now the moment, and so I don't know what happens here, but I mean, it could be a real nail in the coffin if Pipkin turns this around and converts, as it's tied up 3-3 here at game number 4. Pipkin. Block it. Defense looked good. I mean,
It
the
did,
defense looked good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I gave him different holes at different times, and then when I figured he was going to shoot it, I took it away from him.
I was about to say Warren has been losing the mid game here, of course, or the midfield battle, but then he picks it up on his 3. Looking to go up 4-3. He does.
Great job.
Nice straight. So we're at 4-3 here. Now, do you feel like? I mean, do you remember now in this
Well,
moment?
we're
do
a
you feel like
match
you're
ball. I mean, realistically.
match ball.
Yeah, it's a match ball. We
So-
could be winning this match right now with a steal
and when there's a
and
possession?
or a shot
Yeah.
from me.
So this is huge. Now, do you feel like that in this moment was that all that administrative stuff behind you, or did you still feel kind of taken out?
No, I felt pretty good.
You did. Okay.
I
so
did.
you
I felt better because I got the block.
You
If
got the
I
block.
had not got the block, I really would have been kicking
Yeah,
my ass.
sure,
You know, so,
sure.
Although I didn't get the clears, I didn't get clears.
Yeah. So Pipkin picking it up on the 5. Eases it up there. Yeah. Again, another possession to tie it up here.
And I changed my D.
Yeah.
So that
No,
was
it's
a little
completely
bit-
different. No,
Yeah.
you're crossing over there.
I crossed,
Yeah.
and now I bounced out of the hole I wanted to stay in. As a goalie, and certainly expert and lower, you'll find that when you bounce out of the hole and you come into the no man's land, you're going to get scored on, and that's exactly what happened to me. Right there, I did not stay in that outside hole where I wanted to be. I bounced out of it.
Game number 4 tied up here 4-4. Block.
Right
Right to his 3.
And
Calls
they
a
call
timeout.
And
Smart
Warren's
play.
pissed.
Yeah, he's not happy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's really fascinating to look at it from the inside out like that. Because what you're really talking about is I like the fist bump there. And you guys are still at the table. You're still ready to go.
Yep.
Even though I know the team on the right and they're switching.
Yep. Ryan comes up. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. Well, you've been blocking.
Well, Jeff he kind of got out of sorts with that. He's blocking him with too much consistency.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah. No, that's fair.
Here
So
goes his
Harvey.
pull side of it.
Harvey's looking to.
Yep.
Gosh,
Gosh, darn it. Anyway, yep. Again, I was just not far enough over. I thought I was. I wish we could back this up and look at it again. I'm stuck in the 4 hole instead of the complete 5 hole. And he takes and swings at it and makes that long.
Why? Why were you? Do you,
Because I honestly felt I was there. I
You
actually,
felt like you were
yes,
there.
I actually did.
But
I
you were
felt I was
overrunning
there.
it. You were overrunning it.
No. I didn't overrun it.
You were
I needed
far
to
away
over-
now. Oh,
yeah,
you were
yeah.
close enough.
I'm covering the 4 hole when I'm thinking I'm actually in the 5 hole, and I was not.
So are all the blocks that we saw before that designed and executed? Your blocks, were they designed and executed when you were in position where you wanted
Correct.
to be?
Yep.
But when they're scoring, for the most part,
Yes.
what's happening is you're out of position, and that's your
More my problem than their accuracy of shooting. Although he put it on goal right where he needed to put
sure.
it.
But I mean, I think that's a fascinating thing for any aspiring goalie, defensive goalie, to be thinking about, is that you're getting scored on not because they wanted to, but you made a mistake.
I made a mistake right there. That was a big mistake in that sense. And quite honestly, it's where Ryan starts the ball when he shoots the pull shot on that rollover of his. He starts it and it sprays out there so far. And
Right.
so he took it all the way to the corner, made it where Jeff Pipkin squares his shots off. So you have an opportunity to block it. You have an opportunity that you have to take to block it either with the 2-bar or the back man, but in a different position. You have to understand the square versus the spray, where Ryan sprayed it into that corner, which I should have had more of an opportunity to block it from in that 4 hole. anyway, the
All right.
minutia of this. Here we go.
No,
Here,
no, it's game number 5, getting it
Yeah.
away here.
And I felt that they came back and they got that. I felt really like they stole that one from us. We had our possessions,
You did.
and we didn't finish it off.
Right.
And I didn't block it. I didn't block it for.
This is Inside Foos inside look of a tournament that has already happened, but we're looking at something that, this match, and we're looking at it with Brad Laurine, who's sitting to my right, who's about to actually block this shot, or try to, in this game number 5 of Moneyball doubles. We're looking at the inside game of what goes on, a player that's there. Kind of a post-mortem. I don't like the term, but it's accurate. That's a great full-side block there.
And
so
see
your
how
defense,
far I was out there
yeah,
in that?
yeah. And so your defense, I mean, you've been solid this entire. You haven't been bombed on. There was never a point where like you're thinking, "Oh, medic,"
Yeah.
you know.
I didn't see me bleeding anywhere.
Right. No, and you did it.
Maybe trickles every now and then.
And I mean, it's God. Look at that. How do you teach that what Ryan just did with his left hand? He was just there.
It is instinct, and he's got a great left hand. With that, he has the ability to be able to see where it's going. Now he is a second generation cruiser.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
So is
Pipkin.
Pipkin. Yeah. So these both are second generation cruisers, and so they kind of have that innate ability since they were little kids. Great pass, great
Playing when you're young.
pass. Let's see what we got here.
Now that was a short pull side.
That was a very short pull side, and
It looked like you were there, but did you overrun? I mean, that was
it was. I was in a 4-hole. To be honest with you, he just struck it, put it all the way out there, and he went around me. Honestly, that was not a bad block. It was where I wanted to be.
Yeah. I really think that's really illuminating, Brad, to hear you, a career goalie.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Somebody thinks a lot about the game. Talking about defense in a way that I think a lot of people don't. Like you're
They
just
don't get to hear it, especially live, like right sitting in front of us. What am I doing? What am I thinking? What is giving me confidence? What is giving them confidence about my either poor game or good game?
But beyond that, though, you're talking about a strategy, and you're talking about what you're giving.
Yes.
What you're
well, right now, I'm actually looking at how.
Oh, now that's got to be a backbreaker. Up 2-0.
Yep.
You're down by 2 in this game. Like,
that
what is?
Was,
were you off? Okay, so
I actually know what happened. What happened was I did not see it coming back off of his 5.
Okay.
And then I was not in position, and realistically, my left hand was frozen up against the other wall.
You were dead.
Virtually, I almost.
Were you flat-footed?
I was flat-footed.
Yeah.
I was flat-footed because I actually did not see it come off the 5, because I thought it passed the 5, and it did not, and it came back, and that was completely, obviously, I don't want to say mental error, but I guess it would be. I'm not sure. How do you view that?
How would I view that? I don't know. That's hard. You're out of position. You're even if great. What was that?
Oh, he blocked it with the 2-rod and it skipped off the far wall and in.
Wow. Okay.
As in a bank.
Pulls within 1, but how would I view that? That's really interesting, because when I say flat-footed, that's just the consequence of the play that happened before. So, should you somehow be prepared for something like that?
Oh,
I don't
gotta
know.
be prepared for
but
it,
I mean,
realistically, how often do you
I think it
miss
just
that?
I think it just happens sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't call those plays. As Vanlandingham picks it up here in game number 5, this inside Foos inside look.
Let's see what he's got. Good block off the table by Ryan. Raced him over the.
That was a straight race.
That was a straight up race.
left-hand race. And it's fascinating too, because Vanlandingham, I think, has really good goal.
He does.
And it goes deep. But I think at this point, this is all just instinct. See what he's doing, setting up. He's doing a post-over defense, saying, "Oh wow."
That was ugly.
That was gangly, but it went in.
It did go in.
It went in.
So that's 2 lucky shots for us.
And now you're tied up, and this all, folks. I mean, if you're watching this, that'll happen within what 25 seconds. You're tied up here, so the momentum.
A minute, yeah.
So tell us the momentum shift. Where is it?
Well,
at
I'm
here?
feeling a whole lot better about that one that went in, slow rolled on.
Right.
And now I'm feeling like, okay, now I've got to clear the ball or score, because my forward is struggling.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at it, seeing what we got, and
now he scored twice. Vanlandingham scored twice, but he is still struggling.
he is totally struggling.
Obviously, yeah, and that's a really fascinating thing when you think about
Or
it.
I think he was struggling.
No, I think you're right. No, he got lucky. I mean, I don't think either the 2 shots he scored were by design.
Right.
We'll say that much,
Yes,
right?
okay,
And you
right.
sense that.
Yes.
So now you're thinking, okay, you've got to make something happen back there, and he's not really passing very well either. So you're back there, and Ryan. But what's fascinating to me here is he's been getting possession. Pipkin has been getting possessions. But as long as you are in the position you want to be in, as you're doing this kind of a spread eagle fake, you never go post over, or you haven't there again push side. You're saying shoot the corners, man.
Yeah, shoot.
That's all you're saying. He's not doing.
Go ahead, and I'm not giving him that middle with that back man. But now when I change up, I'll make a commitment to a side. Pipkin looks at that and goes, "Oh my gosh, what am I going to shoot?"
I know.
That's what I want.
Yeah, no, that was a completely different. That was a completely different defense that you threw up there that caused him to do a timeout. So it was different from the possession before that he had, and it's fascinating because it's.
Thank you.
Yeah. And,
well, look at we got a change of shooters. Yeah.
So you should get paid by the switch. Did we think about that?
I probably get,
is that in your contract?
Yeah, it should be. Yeah.
All
Warren
right.
probably would be happy with that.
This Harvey sets up push
sets a push side.
Wow, a fast side.
Because he's been shooting that pull side. I was so okay.
Yeah.
I am not going to let you go with that pull side, and he smartly goes for it and rings up the bell.
Yeah. No. It's good. So Vanlandingham here now under pressure, 3-2 in the 5th game in this Moneyball doubles match. I'm curious to see because you can see their body language on the right. It's completely different.
Different, completely.
Yeah, the demeanor is that they're in it. They're definitely in it.
Yes, come on.
And
another great block.
I mean, he's just everywhere.
Yeah,
he's everywhere and nowhere.
Yep.
And that's. I really appreciate your shirt matching your towel, Brad. I don't mean in the video. I mean just sitting next to me right now.
Yeah, well, thank you.
Yeah.
My hands are still sweating from this match.
Mine too. Great.
That was a good shot.
Yeah, that was.
Oh,
no! Oh my gosh!
Man.
That's a backbreaker. 2 of those in one game in the 5th.
Oh, off the back of my 2-rod. I did not know this, folks. I had no idea that just happened.
Down 4-2 in this 5th game in this Moneyball doubles for 3rd losers bracket match. Push kick attempt missed. So now you're sitting back there.
4-2.
Yeah.
And they're on match ball.
Yeah, there's match ball.
There's a turnover by
Harvey.
Harvey, thank you.
Vanlandingham capitalize, yeah. Vanlandingham looking to capitalize on that. Does not. Back to his spot and it goes. You're back there thinking what? You're thinking get the ball to your. Do you want him to get the ball to their 3? Or you're saying, I want to block this. I don't care what it is. Are you feeling that at this point, or is it?
Right now, I'm worried about the quote-unquote my forward. I'm worried about my forward because he just has not made some shots. Not as though he has to every time or whatever, but I feel like kind of the pressure's on me to make a score. I absolutely knew that.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. You set that up. That was good?
Yeah, I didn't know when it was going to happen, but I remember I made it.
Yeah, well, that's huge, and that's the make or break from goalie perspective, and I like that. So it's 4-3 now in this 5th game. Pipkin passes hard along the wall. He's been such a
he's real consistent with that.
Emphatically calls a timeout.
I think actually Jeff's 5-bar was beating my forward Warren's 5-bar at this point, seeming consistently. Now Ryan, I think, is probably going to come back up again. We'll see what happens.
I know
Warren is worried right now. Warren is worried. You see how his body language is. Now I'm back. I'm up front. Excuse me. I'm back in the back. I mark the timeout. Yeah. Now, what am I going to do?
Harvey setting up. Quick shot attempt, and you're there.
Yes, yeah. I figured he was going to go down the middle, and I got lucky enough just to kind of stand there a little bit, back and forth and hover.
Yeah, Brad setting up. Full shot. Are you looking to score? You're looking to score.
Absolutely looking to score. I'm really looking it over. I call it.
That's your first.
That's my first.
That's your first.
Yeah,
that's your first.
Now I walk away. And I'm thinking, what did I see? What am I going to do to make a shot and or get it in my forward's hands?
I like that.
And for those rookies, experts, amateur beginners, whatever, bottom line is we need to look at and feel like you've got something to control back there, and let's make it happen. Just don't turn it over. Don't be a hero either by sending it down the middle and getting spiked. Right. So let's see what we got. I don't remember exactly what transpired.
As possession goes underway, Laurine sets up push kick, block. Goes back to Pipkin back there now. Setting up, really slowing it down, taking his time as he is wanting to do. That full kick.
Yeah, you can see we're in a zone. I'm
Yeah.
sitting in a very specific spot. And I got
Shot
the
attempt.
block, you know, just because of the zone setup. So it was a good shot attempt. Let's see what we get again. Flexing that rod.
Mhm. Was that a misexecution?
No, it was.
Was it a
actually
pass?
it was a kind of a off speed, not pass but clear, because I saw what
I
the zone
see.
was.
I see. Pipkin taking his time. Yeah, so he's trying to shoot that angle back pull. Oh, he's trying to shoot that angle back pull kick. Denmark pull kick. 'Cause the shot's there, he just didn't execute it. Rolls around and goes back to my friend Brad. Brad,
Yes,
what are you
well,
thinking in this moment?
Right now,
You're
I'm
down-
nervous as
we're-
heck just watching this thing. Oh my god!
I know. Your feet still
All
aren't
right,
touching the
pull
floor.
shot. Now
Yeah.
they haven't seen many pull shots coming
No,
out.
you
of
haven't
me,
been doing that.
So I change it up. See what I can do.
Yeah. Oh my
Long
goodness,
spray
deep
again.
spray.
Yeah, those
my
two.
goodness, you're tied up 4-4 and it's overtime, folks. But this is overtime to infinity at the Moneyball event. Unique, I think, to any event that I
Yes,
know of in,
yeah.
in the United States at least. You have to win by 2 to infinity. So it could theoretically be 1,999,998. In fact, this match is still going on. Brad has to go. This is for the extended timeout. Pipkin, 5-bar. Up to the 3.
Again, good passing by
Yeah.
Jeff. Jeez.
Under pressure is 5. It's great. You're changing your defense, but you're kind of getting a little more of everything.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
potpourri.
being well.
Oh, there's the middle.
Yeah.
Was that a fake reverse to a middle? Or was that just
it
a straight middle? Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
So he
no, that was a
bumped
great shot
Yeah.
by Jeff. A good decision there.
you. If he had shot the middle when you wanted him to shoot the middle,
He
he wasn't
wouldn't
going to be
have
there.
made it. No,
But
yeah.
he did the fake. Yeah.
Yep.
That-
He got my 2-row out of the way.
Yeah, and that's what the beauty of the blocking rollover is. A lot of people don't realize that, but the blocking rollover, you have to do everything you're doing with intent. It's super important. As Harvey is trying to pass clear, shoot, can't, back to him again. All right, Vanlandingham, huge possession.
Yes. Yeah.
Huge.
This is to tie it up. What do you think?
Well, I think that's Harvey back there. He's racing everything, and unless you throw in some fakes or try to get him off the race, that's not going to work. I mean, you're not going to be able to score defensively or offensively. And he's just kind of freewheeling. Whoa, falls off the table, hits the points.
Again, as the goalie, I'm sitting back here. I just got through telling Warren, go ahead, let's do it with confidence. Be confident. Just do whatever you're going to do. Be confident.
Fix it up. This is
Yep.
great. So again, another cute possession here. Down 5-4, 5th game, Moneyball doubles. Did that hit the wall? Did that hit the wall?
Yeah, it hit the
Did
wall. Yeah.
Again, another possession.
Yeah, he just went wide with that shot.
Great. Not taking his time.
That was probably ill-advised, but again, I'm not forward.
Hard along the wall. Again, that's the 5th possession now. At this point, 4th possession at this point. Taking a bit more of a time.
He didn't push it out there very far that time. I think maybe he's feeling it, and
Maybe.
Ryan is too.
Yeah, 6th
Something,
possession.
yeah.
It coughs it up to 3-bar of Vanlandingham. Yeah, that was short. I don't know what the mindset is here. I mean, it'd be really interesting, of course, to have him here to know what he's thinking here. Because is it pressure? Or is it just a defense? Because
Did you see Pipkin
Yeah.
try to quick
Yeah.
shoot me?
what happened here? What's saying? Was it a jar thing?
Sorry, I said it before.
I think he jarred it off my man, to be honest with you. But I'm wrong.
All right. Match point. Pipkin and Harvey. You're saying shoot it straight.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I knew he was going
He's not
to,
gonna.
or I thought
No.
he was, because that's
No.
what he did before, and it worked. So
Yeah.
he's going to go back to the well. Now I go back to the well. I remember this.
Pokes it back at you.
Yep.
Looking again though, you've set up that reverse.
Yep.
Oh, A pull kick back to the
Yeah,
five.
I tried something different
Yeah.
that they hadn't seen.
No, not at
so-
all. You hadn't done anything like that at this point, but stolen away by Pipkin.
Kind of exciting seeing. Oh gosh, he is so fast from that off the wall bump.
He is.
That is just a devastating shot.
Yeah, it is.
There we go.
Wow.
Yep. Again, it's that off speed.
Wow.
And,
I mean, that was a
there.
clean,
There
nice
it is.
shot. All right. See, that's huge. Huge pass.
I really am. I'm sweating.
Yeah, I know.
This is nerve wracking.
I know. I want you to move away just a little bit from me. Kind of move that back. I think we're shouting.
Are we? Sorry. It is definitely something totally different. And that 5-bar of Jeff's is looking really, really sharp.
Yeah.
He's done well with that.
Pipkin looking to go up 6-5 in his 5th game. His Moneyball doubles. His inside.
Now I
his
slowed it
inside
up
look.
again a little bit there. You notice that? I slowed down the transition of speeds between the start to the middle to the end. And you, as a goalie, if you move differently at different times while it's on the 3-rod, you'll have the opportunity to mess up that guy's thoughts about how he is going to shoot on you.
There's kick attempts. Back to Harvey. Now, Harvey really hasn't been shooting or scoring a whole lot.
No, we've got a pretty good D going.
Yeah, that's
we
good.
felt really very
Yeah.
comfortable with how our zone is set up and feeling like I could cover what I need, and so does Warren.
And he doesn't really pass.
Ryan does, but if it is, it looks like a shot. It is very, very fast, and he's a scoring animal. He's just an offensively minded guy.
Yeah. Oh, stuffed back in the hole.
Yeah.
Was that a mistake shot, or was this in your zone? Did he zone you?
No, I shouldn't have shot it on the roll like that, but what I wanted to do was do the same shot that I'd been going with, that long spray, but on a roll, and he just anticipated it and smashed it back at me.
I see. 6-5 in favor of the team on the right. Match point for them here in this Moneyball doubles. For third, losers bracket. Laurine, you're sitting to my right. Although we're watching it play. Great steal by Pipkin. What's your nervous level here? What's your anxiety? Where are you
Totally
at?
angst.
Yeah.
Totally
Match
angst out.
point,
Yeah,
Pipkin.
match point. I'm so hoping they're gonna switch. What? I can't remember what they called it. Yeah.
No, straight down the middle. And there you have it, folks. It was Moneyball doubles for third. That was a great match, a long match, a tough match, a strong match. Ryan Harvey and Jeff Pipkin Jr. end up winning versus Vanlandingham and Brad Laurine. But I'll tell you what, the thing that was different about this was the Inside Foos, our first Inside Foos Inside Look match that we've ever done, where we got to have the person that was playing sit with us and review the match and talk about the match and think about it. And so you just watched that for the first time. You played that a couple weeks ago. What are your thoughts and impressions on just seeing it again?
Nerve-wracking to do this, and whoever gets the privilege of doing this with you, of course, Adam, thank you for having me over to do this. Bigger pros, bigger pro masters that can maybe develop a better idea of what they're doing actually on the table and express that to our viewers. As a post-mortem, in my case, because we died on that particular
Well, I wouldn't
event,
say that. That was a battle.
It was a battle. It was,
No.
but it's a retro kind of perspective look to what we needed to do and what I think can happen for the Inside Foos crew, and give more content to the people and valuable content, I think.
Right. No, but I'm what that was a clinic in table management and in momentum management. I mean, obviously both of you and Warren and Ryan and Jeff all understand the game very well and play the game very well and manage the table and your games very well, right? And it was really fascinating to see that play out in real time and talk to you about it. You were there. Like, I think it would be fun going forward if Ryan had been here or if Jeff had been here and it was just like opposing players. And I think
Yes.
that anybody out there that's listening to this that maybe wants to do something like this, reach out to us and let us know.
Yeah.
And
Find a
ask,
match
yeah,
and we'll do it.
yeah, fan a match and actually
Adam.
ask the person that you played against might want to do it, because I think that we all learn by doing. I always say that all the time. And I'm just thinking, this is something that is just only good for foosball, and I think it's fun. I think it's interesting. I really loved hearing what you're thinking at a very high level of game theory that was occurring in a way that even I could understand.
Well,
You know,
oh, come on, Adam.
now I got a man bun
No,
on top
yeah,
of my
yeah.
head. What do I know?
Well, you know quite a bit, being the
Well,
pro that you are, of
well,
course.
but
Anyway, thank you.
well, thank you, and I want to thank all of you that were sticking with us and listening to this new thing, this Inside Foos, Inside Look, the Moneyball 2022. Uh, what?
The game theory.
The game theory.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. The game within the game.
The game within the
Yeah,
game within the
inside
game.
Foos, the inside Foos look for the future post matches to look into what we think as players and be able to express it.
And we want to thank rodlock.com. That's rodlock.com, the best practice tool, since Mark Torres. We got Inside Foos Productions, Foos Gadgets. Love everything that they're doing. Of course, Moneyball 2022 held a couple weeks ago. Here we are, April 1st, 2022, doing this. ModernFoosball.com for all your brackets and tournament needs. Thank you so much. And the USTSO. Until next time, folks, thank you. Thank you, Brad.
Thank you, Adam.